Come on in, everyone. Come on in because we are here for episode 4 of Love is Blind, the UK version. We're back, y'all. This is the last episode before they drop the new episodes. They drop 1 through 4, and then I guess they're going to drop another 4 through 8. But, hey, y'all, I just got a question. Based on episode 4, do you now consider Nicole a victim of Sam? Because remember last week we were saying how she should have listened to her head. At least I was saying it. But now based on the way she handled that situation, how the minute she saw Sam, she dropped him. Is Sam just as much a victim of her as she is of him? Let me say something. I'm not no Sam fan, but I'm going to tell you what Nicole did this episode in episode 4 was foul. It was foul. But let's start it from the beginning. First of all, Sam started with his whole spiel again, how he just wants someone to love him. He just wants someone to say, I love you, Sam. You're the one that I want. He's hungry for it. He's saying, I need it. I need it like air to breathe. I need like water to drink. He said, I know I can provide you a lifetime of happiness. No, that's not what he said. Good Lord, no. We wish he would say that he could provide someone a lifetime of happiness. What he said was, I know that Nicole can provide me a lifetime of happiness. Because that's been his whole thing. It really hasn't been about what Sam needs, what Sam wants. And then on the other hand, we've got Nicole out here where she's kind of got the same sort of crazy, delusional mindset of Sam, to be honest with you, but just in another way. And she's running around talking about she thought she had lost hope after divorce, and now this is her moment to reclaim it. This is her moment. That's why she's not giving up. That's why even though both Benaiah and Sam are not the men for her, she was willing to go ahead with this accepting of this proposal until at the end of last episode, I told you, I saw the look of horror on her face when he says, I think I love you. But she was still ready to go through with it. She left that pod still happy and excited and giddy, ready to tell all the other ladies, I'm engaged. So happy. When they finally had the reveal in this episode, there was no kiss. No kiss whatsoever. Not a delayed kiss, not a kiss later on, not a kiss on the forehead. No kiss whatsoever. But they did hug. They hugged and he told her, it's going to be okay, girl. It's going to be okay. He really is tall. In fact, I was like, is he tall or is Nicole really, really short? Or is it a combination of the two? Because she had on high heels, but yet she was still so much shorter than him. And I don't know if he's just really tall. I never really remember seeing him stand next to the other men too much. So I couldn't tell if he's tall or she's short or it's a combination of the two. But when he was there, he was like, is it okay? Is it okay? Basically asking her, do you like what you see, Nicole? Are you approving of this body, this shell that I've presented to you? And what Nicole said, well, it's okay. This is when I looked at Nicole sideways. And I said, well, wait a minute, Nicole. This is called Is Love Blind? And you sat in those pods talking about how much you love Sam. Sam is this. Sam is your future. Sam is this. But the minute you physically see Sam, all of a sudden, Nicole, you getting cold feet? It's okay. She didn't want to kiss him. You know what? I think she barely wanted to hug him. And then he says to the camera, this was afterwards, I don't care what anyone else thinks. She's gorgeous to me. Good Lord. Good Lord. This Sam fella, I tell you, he can't keep his foot out his mouth. He says, I don't care what anyone else says. She's gorgeous to me. these folks, why are they even here? And I'm not going to just say now, why is Sam here? Because we've been asking that for 3 or 4 episodes. But I'm actually saying it now about Nicole because honestly, Sam was not into Nicole emotionally. He's just using her to get to the next phase of this show. Here he talks about, I don't care what other people say, she's gorgeous anyway. And truthfully, Nicole was flipping it on him and doing the same thing. She don't like the way Sam looks. She doesn't. You could tell. You could tell. So love isn't blind. Love is not blind. And this whole rigmarole about how much in love Nicole was went out the window the minute she saw Sam, which means, guess what, Nicole? You're just as shallow. So I'm here saying bye, Sam. Bye, Sam. But I'm also here right now saying bye, Nicole. Bye, Nicole. I no longer feel like Nicole is a victim of Sam. I feel like in a lot of ways that she is playing games here too. Because let me tell you the other part I didn't like. So it started off at the proposal. He gets down on one knee. He has problems taking the ring out of the little case when he presents it. Will you marry me? And instead of letting him figure it out, Nicole jumps in. She takes the lead. Once again, she takes the lead. She takes the lead. She starts taking the ring out. And then, even after she gets the ring out, instead of giving the ring to him so that he can put it on her finger, she takes the ring and she puts it on her own finger. But guess what? She puts it on the wrong finger. She takes the ring out. She puts it on her finger. She puts it on the wrong finger. Once again, they stand back up. They hug. No kiss. Well, it's just a lot of chaos going on. He's still talking about how he wants to be the boy and he wants a girl to love him. It's really a sad, pathetic story. He's kind of scary. He's kind of scary. Could Sam be a stalker in another life with some woman? I don't know. Somebody might need to let us know, has Sam been a stalker to any other woman in his life? Because this is wild, the stuff that he says. But after that whole ring debacle, the reason why it's so odd is because it then becomes the excuse that Nicole uses of why it was a sign she shouldn't be with Sam. No, girl. Now, once again, you're picking at things that are not rooted in anything. Instead, you just didn't like the way he looked. Because I'm going to tell you, had Sam been Fine Freddie, if Sam would have walked out those pods looking like Fine Freddie, you best believe Nicole would have her ass on a plane going to Corfu, Greece. She sure would. So this change of heart all of a sudden is not because she all of a sudden had an epiphany. She didn't like the way Sam looked. I guess the nose job didn't do it, Sam. The nose job wasn't enough. I guess you might call it botched. Because the nose job wasn't enough to make Nicole find him attractive. But the part I don't like about Nicole is Nicole kept acting as if love was blind, that she was so into Sam. Now, y'all remember when she was talking to Benaya, and she talked about how she envisioned what Benaya looked like. Oh, I just envision you with dreads. Remember? And Benaya looked, of course, he couldn't say anything. He's thinking, that ain't me. That's not what I look like. Nicole was always fishing for love was not blind because she was trying to get into looks when she mentioned, Benaya, I hope you have dreads, or you sound like a person who has dreads, right? Which means, I don't know, is she talking about a black man with dreads or is she talking about a white man with dreads? Did she not know that both of these men on the other side were white men? Could she not pick up on that? And then when she saw Sam, she did not like what she saw. And she went cold. You could tell she went real cold. She wouldn't kiss him. She wasn't really showing any real physical warmth. Okay? And then when they separated and they started going back their separate ways, Foot in the mouth diseased Sam says it one more time. Nicole, Nicole. She's like, yeah, I think I love you. Boy, he really thought he was saying something with that. I think I love you. He really thought he was saying something. And what did Nicole say? Because by now she's not even attracted to him physically. What did she say? I'm going to hold that with me. Well, what happened, Nicole? Just yesterday, you were talking about how much you were in love with him. And no matter what Jasmine told you, no matter what Benaiah told you, no matter what everybody else was telling you in the house, you didn't care. You were in love with Sam. But the minute that you saw him physically, all of a sudden now, and he's talking about, I think I love you, you go, oh, I'll hold on to that. Girl. Then she goes back and she comes up with this big old excuse of why she doesn't want to go to Corfu, Greece. And she says it's because of sign. I got a sign. When I put the ring on the wrong finger and he didn't notice it. That was my sign that I shouldn't be with him. Girl, your sign was long time ago. Long time ago. But you were willing to ignore all the signs. You were willing to ignore all the signs and all the warnings. But once you saw him physically, now all of a sudden you paying attention to the signs. Nicole is just as shallow as Sam is. And for that reason, I'm not going to call her a victim anymore. She is no longer, in my book, the victim of Sam. Because in fact, a case could be made for Sam that she did him wrong. A case could be made of it. Because for the most part, Nicole was going along with this little shenanigans of Sam. And it wasn't until he showed himself physically, all of a sudden she has a problem and now she's ready to dump him. Well, you know what? You just as shallow as he is then. Because this show is supposed to be about love is blind. So if your love was real prior to, then all of a sudden now you got a problem with him. Let me tell you, if this was Fine Freddie, or as Catherine calls Freddie with the cheese grater abs, Nicole's butt would be on a plane sitting next to him going to Corfu, Greece. She absolutely would. She absolutely would. So Nicole, bye Sam, and bye Nicole. And I really hope when Nicole goes around and starts tucking her tail behind her legs to go over here and sniff up under Benaiah as second choice to Benaiah, that Benaiah says, no, thank you. No, thank you. I'm not going to be anyone's second choice. You were willing to be Sam's third choice, Nicole, but I'm not willing to be your second choice. I really hope that Benaiah turns her down, because really they're not suited for each other anyway. So once again, here we have Nicole once again just wanting to be engaged, period. Sam needs some mental health counseling, and so does Nicole. Both of them. They're not ready for marriage. They need to go somewhere and get ready for marriage if that's what they want. But they're not ready. They're not ready, not at all. I don't see it. And talking about pathetic situations, let's venture over here to Ollie. Because I'm going to tell you what about Ollie. If any one of you believe that Ollie is really attracted to Demi, then you are believing the hype. You're drinking the Kool-Aid. Because I'm going to tell you what. When Ollie came through that door, he had the head dropped like this. That's when I knew right then he didn't like what he see. Because if you walk through the door and you liked what you see, you would have been like this. Your head is going to go up. Hope is looking up. Happiness is looking up. It's not looking down. And when he dropped his head, that's when I knew. But then he started saying all these other wonderful things. And I said, oh, this is just word salad. This is just a cover up what the truth is. Because what Ollie knows is there's no way he could come on this show, Love is Blind, and talk bad about Demi or her physically, that he doesn't like her, because he would get crucified out in these YouTube and IG streets. And he did not want that. He absolutely did not want to be the guy that talks bad about Demi and then gets crucified in social media. He didn't. So he's going to fake it till he makes it. He's going to fake the funk, just like my thumbnail says, a fake news. Fake news. You know, Ali wants to be the guy who can look past looks. That's what his ambition is for himself. He really does want to be that guy, but he's not that guy, and he knows it. He's not that guy. He really wanted it to be. He really wanted to be able to be the guy that says, I chose a woman without her looks. But the truth of the matter is, he is who he is. He's really trying to escape who he is. And he thought, if I could build this emotional connection with a woman, then her looks won't matter. And the minute he came through that pod and he did this, he realized, I'm not reformed. I'm the same old guy. And the truth of the matter is, I don't even think that Ali formed an emotional connection with Demi, because I don't hear them talking about anything. What deep conversation have they ever had? Ali is another person who I feel just wanted to be on the show. I really do. I think that he probably had more interest in maybe Catherine's conversation and sexual injury, but he was aspiring to be someone different. But you know, what do they say? A leopard can't change their spots, can't teach an old dog new tricks. You know, he's so happy with the way that Demi makes him feel, that he can feel happy being whomever he is, and she accepts him as he is. But does he accept her? No. He even sits over here talking about, you know what? I don't need to give you any lavish gifts, nothing ostentatious, because we just, you know, with me and you, it's more about the connection. No, you could give her some gifts. You could have given her something. It didn't have to be lavish as much as she did with cakes and balloons and handmade cards, but you could have done something for her. Many of men have done it in the past. They've left a little treat for the woman in the pod. You just didn't want to do it because it's not who you are. It's not who you are. You know, he talks about how he has struggled to build connections with women emotionally. And I think he really wanted to believe he was a changed man. I think he really wanted to believe it. And he had he said all these nice things to Demi, really trying to let her know that he is the man that can do this. He is the man that can love her beyond the physicality. And Demi was eating it up. Demi was eating it up, loving every bit of it. But you know what Demi did again? She lied again, y'all. I could say it's a lie through omission, because that's what Demi does. Demi lies through omission. So she doesn't offer up like tell lies, but what she does is when she sees things or hears things that's not the truth in relation to her, she doesn't correct the person. You see, it's just when she was talking to Catherine before, I told you then that was a level of dishonesty. She let Catherine believe what Catherine believed, that she wasn't that interested in Ali, even though she was. It was a lie through omission. You see, when she went through the endometriosis and she saved that announcement for Ali to the very end, when she felt that, he was in love with her or going to propose to her, that was a lie through omission. Then she sits on here and starts talking about how the fact that she loves to eat. I love to eat. Well, you know what, Demi? That was something you should have shared in the pods. If this is who you are, Demi, you should have shared it in the pods. But she didn't share it in the pods. And the reason why she didn't share it in the pods is because she didn't want Ali to think that maybe she was a non-slender woman, right? She didn't want to lose him by saying what her truth is. And her truth is she likes to eat. She should have just spoken her truth. So now, once again, here she is lying through omission. Okay. Later on, when they get ready to meet, what Demi says is she's more like a tomboy. Normally, all she wears are sweatpants, stretch pants, those stretch yoga pants or whatever you want to call them. She's typically in her football gear. But what she wanted to do was she wanted to wear something special for Ali so he would believe that she was more feminine. Well, you're not more feminine. Did you tell him this in the past? Did you tell him that you're really not a girly's girl? No. What she did was she kept that from him again. And then when she got ready to meet him, she made sure she covered up the fact that she really is more of a tom girl. She said, no, I want to look more sexy. That's good, Demi. Because I don't want you to show up there in sweatpants. I didn't want you to do that. But it just tells me more that what Demi does is Demi hides, conceals, lies through omission of who she really is. Because what she thinks is, I'm going to hide all these parts of me so that he will love me and he won't reject me. But the problem is, Demi, he's going to find out anyway. Once he sees you, he's going to see you. Once he's around you, he's going to see it. And even Ali said what he was concerned about was that Demi told him, typically I get friend zoned by guys. And so he's thinking, wow, if other guys friend zone her, I wonder if that will happen to me. And lo and behold, I think that's what's going to happen to Demi, because I think Ali really likes Demi as a friend, but I don't think he's sexually attracted to her. Demi is the girl that Ali, if they stayed friends, would come to Demi and ask Demi for advice for the girl he really likes. That's who Demi would be. Demi would be the friend of Ali, where Ali would just be chumming it up with her and be able to get a little bit of female advice from Demi to help him with the women that he really wants. Once again, I think it's natural for people to say Nicole's the victim of Sam. Demi's the victim of Ali. But are they really? Weren't they participants in this whole scam? Because that's what it feels like. It feels like one big love scam. And the other reason why I know Ali's not attracted to her, because besides the head down on the initial meeting, I don't care how he said she was curvy, she got a good big badonkadonk, and he liked that. I don't care anything about that, because I look at his actions, not just his words. And when they were on this Corfu, Greece, and they were in that hot tub, pool, jacuzzi, wherever they were, he could barely look at her. Every time she kept talking about how great he looked and how she's admiring the view, he was uncomfortable. He was uncomfortable not only because he couldn't return the same sentiment, honestly. He was also uncomfortable because he didn't like the fact that she was hunting him so badly. Because let me tell you, Demi hunts like a man. And even at one time, Ali had to tell her, that's supposed to be my line, that I'm just staring at the view. That's supposed to be my line, I say to a woman. But Demi done stole it from him. Stole it. Using it for hers, all over the man. He's saying all the things to her, but he doesn't mean it. You could tell he doesn't look into her eyes. When he kisses her, it's just pecks. It's no long, passionate kisses. There's no long embraces. When they were in the bed the next morning, he was kissing her on the forehead. She had to ask for a kiss on the lips, and it was a smack, a peck. No long, passionate kisses. And then now the man who says he always leads with sex, all of a sudden decides he wants to take it slow. Really? You want to take it slow now, Ali? So you all in love with this woman, as you say, emotional connection, plus you're physically attracted to her. But you decide, you know what, I just want to take it slow. Boy. Nah, she said the first night was rated PG. It was probably rated G. It wasn't even rated PG-13. I'm sure it was rated PG, Demi. It wasn't even PG-13. PG, probably rated G, because Ali's not going to be interested in doing too much more with Demi. He really isn't. And we see that later on, we saw the little clips coming up, we see that he's going to get confronted on it by Miss Jasmine. Miss Jasmine's going to confront him on it. Because Jasmine's going to pick up on it. One thing about Jasmine I'm figuring out is she is noticing everything. Jasmine notices everything. Now, remember, Jasmine was the one that was trying to, warn Nicole about Sam. She was the one that read Sam and told Sam about himself. She's the one that's telling Ali about himself, saying that Demi is her girl. And let me tell you, Mr. Bobby, you may not be free from the criticism and criticalness of Jasmine, because Jasmine got a few things to say, like your snoring. And Jasmine reveals, like I was wondering last episode that there was something not quite about Jasmine's attraction to Bobby. And I think she let us know what it is. And that is Jasmine likes bad boys. Jasmine likes men who are a little bit rough around the edges, who are a bit more tatted up and big and muscular. I can see it. I knew there was something wrong with the connection, but I'm going to go with that. I believe her. And Bobby's a little bit too sweet to her, a little bit too kind, a little bit soft around the edges as opposed to rough around the edges. And I think Jasmine likes to get in a little bit of mess because she had no problem confronting Sam. She had no problem now confronting Ollie. I think she likes to get right to it. And I don't know, Bobby. Jasmine might be too much for you. Remember, she warned him. She said before, "Are you ready for me?" And he said, "Yeah, I'm ready for you." But I think what Jasmine was foretelling is she can be a bit much. Jasmine is selling, you know what? I can be a handful. Because I think Jasmine might have a little bit of mouth on her. Or just a little bit. Because she don't mind speaking out and talking out and saying things. And I hope Bobby can take it. I really do. He really likes her. He's very touchy-feely with her, a lot of PDA. He thinks that she's gorgeous. He's happy with her. Jasmine keeps saying that he's cute too and he's hot. But is he cute and hot for you, Jasmine? Is Jasmine really going to feel all those butterflies in her stomach with Bobby? Or is Bobby just a little too sweet and kind and soft around the edges? And is she really going to want that bad boy? Once again, is love blind? Because if love is blind, Jasmine, you stick with Bobby because he has everything else you said you wanted. Even though I kept saying, I don't understand how Jasmine would want to be with Bobby and he's away on a cruise ship for 6 months out of the year. Maybe they talked that through. Maybe he's saying he'll quit that job. I still don't see that compatible to any marriage. So that's why I kind of feel like I don't think I'm going to see Jasmine and Bobby at the altar. Along with this fact that maybe he's not quite her type physically. That whole, I'm telling you, that cruise thing with her is giving me a reason to pause. It's giving me a reason to pause. When they were talking and they were getting their couples massage, they were like, who do you think what couple's going to make it? And Jasmine said she believed it was Maria and Tom. And you know why? I'm going to listen to Jasmine because I think Jasmine's a thinker. I said that before. And of course, she's got more information than I do because she's been there. And she says she feels like Tom and Maria have so many things in common. Well, this is what I'm going to say about Tom and Maria. I touched on it last time. And I said that Tom wants to receive, but I don't know if he wants to give. And I'm going to double down on it this episode. Tom had his big old speech, with Natasha. He let her down. And told her, you know what? I'm really feeling more friend vibes with you. And I keep saying it, that I think the reason he's feeling friend vibes with Natasha is because I feel like he and Natasha actually are a lot more alike than he and Maria are. I actually think Natasha and Tom are a lot alike. And I do think that they're very independent. And I think that the reason why Tom liked Maria is because although Maria says she's typically closed off, she isn't vulnerable, she hides her emotions, I think Maria has done a very good job at coming out of that shell. And I think Tom has been the recipient of that. I think the stretching and growing that Maria has done within herself, Tom has benefited because Tom really hasn't been the person to me really sharing a whole lot with Maria. I feel like it's been Maria who's been doing most of the bending towards Tom. And Tom has been able to sit back and receive it. I said, I think Tom is kind of lazy in love. And that's why I said that there was also this sort of selfishness, this withholding that he does. And there was like a little small scene when Tom was in the kitchen or in the men's lounge with Ollie, and Ollie was making himself some tea or something. And Tom said to Ollie, I would love some green tea too, as if asking Ollie to make him some. And Ollie looked at him and said, make your own tea. That's who I think Tom is. Tom is ready to receive I'm just not sure Tom is ready to give. And Maria wants a man who's going to give to her. So right now, Maria says she wants a man who had a good sense of humor, told good jokes. She wanted to be a stay-at-home mom or have the option to be one. And every time I turn around, Maria is backtracking on that. In fact, it was Tom, one of the reasons why he said that he was going to choose Maria over Natasha is because he felt like Maria would make the things mundane in his life seem fun and amazing. You see, I think Tom is as boring as Natasha is. They're as introverted as each other. That's who I think Tom really is. And I think he's looking at Maria as she comes out of her shell and she's pouring into him. He's receiving all that. But remember what Natasha says she wanted. She's carrying the load in the beginning. She's making all the sacrifices. But once Maria steps back and settles down, she's going to need Tom to come move towards her. And what I'm wondering is, can Tom move towards her? That's what I'm wondering. You know, Tom had given us a hint early on that he traveled a lot. And he was saying when he was proposing to Maria, you know, that he didn't want to just have his life, summarized by the places he's been. He wanted to really have a genuine connection with the person, which is why he wants to get married. He definitely is sexually attracted to her. He can't keep his hands off of her, which I like. The PDA is very much there. And like I said, I think he's really attracted to her. And I don't know, she said something about the fact that he was 38. Would he be the type of person that she would have gone after had they been outside the pods? And I think she's saying no. But because of the emotional connection that she has with him, she feels she's in the right place. She really is sticking to is love blind, because what she's saying is Tom really might not have been her choice outside of the pods, but here, because of what she's built in the pods, love is being blind to her right now. I hope so. I hope so, because I actually think that Tom and Natasha are a lot more alike, which goes to should opposites attract, or two people together, should they attract each other? And I think Tom and Natasha were a lot alike. A lot alike. So the proposal was good. The proposal to Maria was good. The kiss was good. A lot of kissing going on. It looked really, really well. So I'm going to listen to Jasmine. Jasmine said that she believes that Maria and Tom have the best chance. That's what she says. She believes they have the best chance because she's witnessed, maybe she's heard or witnessed their connection. Maybe they're texting each other. I don't know. But I tell you this. I know Tom's going to be happy with Maria. He's happy now. He's very happy with her. What I'm hoping is that Maria can stay happy with Tom. I hope that Tom can step up, because right now I see a lot of laziness in love with Tom. I do. Every turn I see is Maria who's sort of compromising on what she wants, and Tom being the recipient of that. But I don't see him as much stepping out of his shell. He talks about how hard it is to bond, but yet I don't see him stepping out of his shell. And I want him to step out of his shell and do the same thing that Maria has done. Maria's done a lot of work. You can see it. And Tom doesn't seem to like he's done as much work. He's just benefiting from all the work that Maria has done. Yeah. So I'm a little bit concerned about him, but I'm going to go with Jasmine. Jasmine says they got the best chance. Okay, Jasmine, I'm going to listen to you because I know you watching everyone. Jasmine's watching everyone. She watching everybody. I wonder what her take is on Catherine and Freddie. Find Freddie with the cheese grater abs. Well, Freddie is fine. And let me tell you, he was walking around with his shirt off in his undies. And it looked like Freddie was packing too, y'all. He was packing. And I ain't talking about the six-pack. He looked like he was packing. And poor Catherine. Catherine is scared. Scared. Let me tell you, Catherine is scared. She is scared. And I think what I said in my last video, that Catherine is scared about how handsome Freddie is, because she's afraid that he has the upper hand in the relationship. She confirmed it for me, because what she said was, when she was talking with him through the pods, she thought he was some cheeky guy, cheeky choppy, which means she was thinking that he wasn't all that handsome. And I think Catherine felt that would give her a leg up, because I think she would have thought, I'm going to come into this relationship, I'm going to meet kind of like a nerdy guy. He's going to think that I'm so beautiful. He's going to worship the ground I'm on, and I'm going to be safe and secure in the relationship, as opposed to Ali, who she knew already that he was a playboy, that he liked to run the streets, and she wasn't comfortable with that, because then she felt she might get abandoned by a person like Ali. But Catherine felt secure with Freddie. And now she meets Freddie and finds out how fine Freddie is, and she's like, good Lord, I'm going to have to fighting women off of my man my whole life. I'm going to go back to feeling insecure again because my man might leave me. That's what I think. Catherine is uncomfortable. You could see it. All this laughing and giggling and everything that she's doing. She's uncomfortable. She acting like she ain't never dated no fine man before, because she is uncomfortable with his looks. She admires his looks, but she's scared of what else it might bring. And let me tell you what, I saw those previews. And the minute I saw the previews, I was like, there it is. Remember, I kept saying, we're going to have to find out something about Freddie. Is it too good to be true, Freddie? Is it too good to be true? What's going on here, Freddie? We need to know. And let me tell you where I think the bit of concern is going to come with Catherine. I think Freddie, y'all, has a little bit of money. And the reason why I think that is because I think that Freddie, when he says he's a funeral director, I think it's his family's business. I think his family might own some funeral homes. That's what I think. I think he's got a little bit of money. Because in the preview, they started talking about money, and there might be something where Freddie might ask her to sign a prenuptial agreement. And maybe Catherine's finances aren't all that good. Who knows? Maybe she doesn't have her own wealth. That's what I think is going to go on with them. I still like Freddie. I think that he's sweet, and I think he's kind. But I kept saying, I wonder why Freddie hasn't met a woman out here. Why he had to come on this show to meet a woman. And it might be that Freddie hasn't found the woman that measures up to what he wants, not only on the inside, but the outside, and who also comes from the background that he may come with, the pedigree. Because Freddie seems like such a down-to-earth guy. And even when Catherine keeps talking about how good looking he is, in one way he knows he is. He doesn't mind taking his shirt off and really flexing for the camera like he might could be a model. But he's not arrogant with it. He really isn't really arrogant with it. And so I think he might be a down-to-earth guy. And I bet the type of women he's attracted in the past might have been women who are superficial or materialistic, especially if he's got money. He might have felt they were gold diggers. Who knows? I don't know. I think this story is going to be interesting. I wonder if Catherine's insecurity will get the better of her, because I can already see cracks in her veneer. She's uncomfortable with Freddie's good looks. And if you add on to it that Freddie got money too and Catherine doesn't have any money, Catherine is going to be fit to be tied. She's going to be uncomfortable, which I believe is why she's going to go over there and start flirting with Ali, because she's going to start believing Ali's really the guy I might have wanted to be with more, because I got an upper leg on Ali, because Ali might put her on a pedestal. When with fine Freddie, she might feel her own insecurities and inferiority, even though she's not, but it just might be what she says. So we'll see. We'll see what goes on. I guess they're going to drop episodes 4 through whatever starting on Wednesday. I'll probably be late, y'all. I'm going to be late. I'm going out of town, so I'll probably be late reviewing them. But I'll just have to catch y'all when I get back. And I'll probably just have to catch up on them when I get back from going out of town. But I will talk to you later. Bye.